All right, it's Friday and it's time to, as Nordic says, let the musket and cannonballs fly. All right, how's it going, everybody? Today, as we talked last Friday, Ruff and me are back playing Monmouth, and this time we've invited our special guest, Mr. Miklos, Mark Miklos. He's the designer of the series, and particularly of this game. If I by this game too, because I know you kind of branched out and let some other people design some of the other battles as well, which is always nice because it goes through. So, Mick, welcome, and we're glad you decided to join us after the fiasco of last Friday.
Thank you very much, Tony. Hello, Ruff, and hello to
Hello.
all your listeners. It's a real treat to be here, and I'm very grateful for the invitation.
That's all right.
Now,
Just before we go, sorry, Tony,
Yeah.
I'm clicking on the rooms and I can't seem to get in.
You should be able to.
It's got main room 2.
Yeah, you're in. I show that you're in.
I can't see the map though.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'll have to fix that here in a minute. Give me a second here. I'll
That's
get it
all right.
taken care of.
I thought it was
Thank
me.
you. So we can talk while this is going on.
Yes, I thought it was me, Tony, because it normally is.
Do I need to go over to Vassal or anything? Or?
Well, if you want to go in and be an observer, that would be great too.
Yeah.
I opened up without creating a room,
Yeah, donut.
and you know how that goes. It's not good.
No.
I mean, I can just observe it on your broadcast if that's
that's
good
fine
enough.
too. You'll see my stuff. So just as long as you don't give Ruff too much information, that'll be
He's my
fine.
spy.
Okay, Ruff, you should be able to get in there now.
Let's have
So
a
I've
look.
got an extra room. So, but no, so we appreciate you coming on. It's going to help us out, and I really, really do appreciate it. We had a great conversation at the end of the differences between the modules and why you may want to get the tri-pack. I think we talked a couple people into getting the tri-pack. Or will be soon. So with that, Ruff, I forgot to show you. This showed up today.
Hold on. Just trying to get into the room.
I'm gonna lose my arms while he's making me
Sorry,
do this.
I'm back. Damn you!
So I got the Arnon combat. So that
I'm
came
just
today.
waiting
So
for it to come. Just see, it's
it's
point.
loaded again. Can't fit anything back in,
No.
probably from what I've seen. So
It's one of my favorite games as
have
well.
to get some of those 3-inch white boxes from GMT there, Ruff.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't order it from Compass because it would cost.
Yeah. Oh, arm and a leg. Yeah.
So with shipping, so I'm waiting for it to come over here. So as soon as it does, I've got some of my birthday money put by for it.
Put by aside.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Since we got Mark here, he was kind of giving us a rundown. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up in this series and the small bore. Looks like the beginning of next year. That sounds about right. So we have.
Yep. I remember Mick talking last week about the tri-packs, why you should get them as opposed to going and buying the older games, because I know Nordic, he's in the chat, he said, no, I didn't get a tri-pack because I've got the games. I'm only looking for this one. But there's some updates, isn't there, that he might be interested in? Is that
Well,
right?
there are, and
Not that you're
those.
going to buy Nordic, I just thought I'd mention it, sort of general chit-chat.
Sure. First and foremost, you're going to get a lot more scenarios than the original games had in them. In particular, Oriskany, which I was talking quite a bit about at the end of the last session.
Correctly, right?
And that game originally had just a single scenario. It now has 3. The standard game that players would be familiar with, but also then a relief expedition 2 weeks later led by Benedict Arnold, and then a campaign game where you could combine both scenarios into one, carrying the losses from the first scenario and into the second scenario. The main change in that game, though, besides the scenarios, is the concept of Indian will. The British player now has to manage his Indians as allies. He can't just take for granted that they're going to be in the battle. He can't just move them around omnipotently. He has to manage their willingness to stay engaged. And that's tracked with a new Indian will track on the map board. There's an Indian agent, Colonel Klaus, who moves up and down the track and represents the degree to which the Indians are either wavering or
and this is new to this new edition, is it?
Yes, in the Oriskany game. And then Monmouth, which we're playing here, The artillery has changed for both armies. Oswald is now an artillery leader for the Americans. Pattison is an artillery leader for the British. And the strength points for the various batteries have been modified to reflect more accurately what the artillery establishment of the two armies. Germantown hasn't changed much, but it has a much better rule book. And Newtown hasn't changed much either, except there's a new player aid that is going to be very, very beneficial to the Indian player, because the Indian player plays an asymmetrical game. It's not the standard BOAR sequence of play for the Indians. And a lot of people were telling me over the years that they struggled to wrap their arms around that. There's about 12 unique Indian rules. This player aid, one side of one sheet, matrix style, color coded, really captures in one place very efficiently all of those Indian rules and how they integrate into the game. So it should make it a lot easier to play for the Indian player. Then, of course, you get hard mounted maps. You get the deluxe thick core counters. All the rule books are now full color. They're laid out magnificently. Anything that's labeled important is shaded red and so forth. So
Beautiful.
I recommend it. And it's a great value. You know, basically, you're getting 4 games, $20 a piece when you consider that it's an $80 buy. So,
Christoph, you donut.
hey, Tony, I'm not seeing a map yet. Should I be seeing one yet or no?
You should be, yeah. You might have to go. You have to go into. Oh no, I haven't put it up yet. So if
All
you're
right.
going to follow through our broadcast, I'll put it up here in a minute. So
All right.
if you're not
Perfect.
in Vassal, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I appreciate you coming on and helping us out as we go through this.
Yeah.
I am, and the other thing is, are you going to be at WBC this year? I am not, but I'm just curious. You showed me you have your shirt on. Are you going to be there this year? I know you tried to make it.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to GM the BOAR tournament. I communicated with my tried and true contact list, and we should have knocking on 30 players. And of course, we always do a demo, and we lure in a half dozen newbies every time, and I always give a special prize to the new player, the unrated player who progresses the farthest in the tournament. So
Oh, cool.
really looking forward to another great WBC.
I guess if I showed up, I wouldn't be a new player because I've gone through and played a couple of
I
scenarios.
don't know, Tony. The way you're playing, you might be
Yeah.
classed as a new player.
I don't know. Camp, we were talking. Looks like Cowpens is coming out probably beginning of next year. Hopefully, it's in the art department right now. What's the one after Cowpens, real quick?
Green Springs.
Green
On
Springs?
small bore. The
Yeah, on
next one
small bore. Yeah.
The next one on small bore is a dual pack Bennington and Hubbardton.
Okay.
And we're going to be sitting down with the designer of that. Curtis Fayok is his name. He's coming to WBC. He plays BOAR, so we're going to sit down and huddle with him and kind of level set where he is. And then the third one, we've already got a third one queued up. That's going to be the only battle fought in Delaware, which was Cooch's Bridge, and it was part of the Brandywine campaign.
Okay,
After the British landed at Head of Elk, they were maneuvering through that area where Delaware meets Pennsylvania and Maryland, and there was a rather large engagement involving mostly light infantry at Cooch's Bridge. So we're going to throw that in there as the third small bore.
Blimey, I remember you having an interview a few years ago. I think it might have been with the Players Aid, saying we're bringing out this small bore, and I chuckled at the title. So I thought, what a great title! And now, hopefully, by early next year, maybe it's here. So that was a few years ago. Where you just said we're thinking of doing this small bore series.
Yeah. Yeah, GMT is very supportive of this series, and whenever we're ready to pull a trigger, they're ready to receive the bullet, as it were.
As it were. All right. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move some things around here so that way I've got everything the way it should be so we can get up there on the map. So then we're going to go here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to zoom out as much as I can because it is a pretty good size map. I think the width should be fine.
So,
So,
Tony, excuse me. What I'm seeing is a green screen with nothing on it
Oh dear.
except your logo in the upper right corner and a
okay.
live countdown timer in the upper left corner.
Are
Otherwise,
you
it's
on
just
Google? Are you on the YouTube right now? Or are you looking through?
I clicked the link you sent me. That's all I've done because I thought that
Okay.
was all I had to do.
Yeah, that should be all you have to do. You should be. Do you see like the comments and stuff? Are you in?
I've
I'm
seen
trying to.
people saying hello as they've joined
Yeah.
the.
Yep. Well,
What you
I've
might have
popped
to
that
do,
stuff up.
yeah, what you might have to do, Mick, is go into Vassal into the thing to go into actual Vassal rather than watching it through YouTube or anything, because there will be a delay.
All right. Well, give me a moment then.
Okay.
Oh,
And
not a problem. I can kind of go through this a little bit. What we've got. So I have actually lost to morale because I had that last
Yeah.
battle right there.
Yeah.
Which Ruff was very
sorry,
happy.
just to tell Mick what, because I haven't got loads of monitors like Tony has. I have to flick backwards between the YouTube channel and the Vassal channel so I can keep up with the or the StreamYard channel so I can keep up with the chat. So that's what I have to do. Sorry, you were saying.
all right, I am opening the module. I'll tell you when it opens.
If you have a combat unit behind a breastworks and fieldworks and they are required to attack adjacent enemy. Oh, are they required to take attack adjacent enemies? I've always been iffy by that one rule. That's a question for you, Mick.
1 second.
Okay.
I was only halfway listening to you
Okay.
because
Yep.
I'm
Oh, I see
pushing
you're in.
buttons. Bear with me.
No problem.
All right. I am in the module. And
Yep.
what was your question?
It is, if you have a combat unit behind a breastwork or fieldworks, are they required to attack adjacent enemies? I've always been iffy on that rule.
So that is game and scenario dependent. Unless the exclusive rules say that you are not required to, then you are required to.
Okay, so it's still iffy.
Well, let me say it another way. Yes, you have to attack out of breastworks unless the exclusive rules say that you don't.
Okay, there we go.
All right, good. And Camp, no, I haven't purchased a new computer yet. No, so.
Nordic says, "Thank you, Kylie. That clears it up." So, all right. So we are on turn 6 here, and so we need to roll for not efficiency, initiative here.
Initiative. So we're starting a new.
Yep, we're starting turn 6.
All the heat things come in, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah,
if you tie on this initiative roll, you skip the turn.
Oh,
so all the reinforcements then get pushed to the next turn. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Ruff. Of course, you're the red die. I'm the blue die because the blue die is good. I've got a 4.
Oh, I've got a 10.
You got a 10.
Nope.
No, that's a 0. I know.
So I get to go first, and guess what? Mr. Washington gets to get on. But
you got him coming on, have you?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Yeah. Just right click on him. It'll send him to the entry hex.
Okay. But since Lee is still on here, I haven't removed him from command yet.
That's right.
I still have to roll on this stupid thing, and if
I mentioned it in my unboxing. I said your favorite part of this module was the command thing that and Lee running around like a loony.
All right. Now, Tony, remember, you're adding +1 on the impact die roll because Cornwallis is on the map. And if the ID identifies, if the ID roll identifies the units that have previously countermarched, they will also add an additional +1.
So that'd be Jackson and Maxwell because that's who I did last time. So
right.
Roger that.
Okay, so here we go. Here's for the situation. Okay, so it's 8. Durkee. So that's at least it's just 1 + 1, but I still have a 50% chance of a counter march.
So what are you doing here? You're throwing on the.
I got a counter march.
People don't know what's going on.
Yep.
So I rolled on it's the command and control table because Lee didn't know what the hell he was doing,
I love this.
to put it nicely.
Yeah.
And so there's some command and confusion basically. I don't want to talk about command and control. It's more like command and confusion.
Yeah.
That's the best way. So you roll on
And
the
we
table.
don't want to call
here.
it retreating. We're calling it counter marching, aren't we?
Yes. So it's counter marching because it's not really retreating. It's
I
counter marching.
know, but I like to say it just to wind.
So now
Raise
I
it up.
have to find all of Durkee here, and I'm going to zoom in as we go through.
While you're at it, you've got you can take the ones off of Jackson and Maxwell as you're going.
Yep. So I'm looking for any ones. If we look at the module here, anything that has a D on it
Yep.
is going to be Durkee, and
There's one.
Yep, I was about to say. So
And there's one.
I think they're all around here.
I think those are it, but we can double check. Durkee does not have. Oh, I take that back. He's got artillery right there.
Okay.
And I think that's it for him. Very small brigade.
Okay, so that's not a bad one when that happens. To do so.
So
now the counter marching precedes regular movement, and they're on a road. So if they can, they have to use strategic movement and go back toward A1.
Twice the distance, isn't it?
And all three of them are on the road.
Yep.
So basically, in this case, these guys are going to move back. Oh, not these guys are going to move back 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I believe I'm okay with the
stacking. I think
stacking because these are all like 1, 2, ones, and ones. Yeah.
So that infantry has to go 8.
Oh, that's that's right. So that one's 6. Okay, yep, 7, 8. Sorry, my bad. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So they've countermarched and they are done. So
hey, would you put the question mark on top of Durkee's artillery instead of under it?
It is on top.
Well, that's okay. I'm not seeing it that way on my monitor.
Yeah, it's the same here. It's on top.
Okay, as long as you guys can see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are the other two on top then?
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this off and then put it back on and see if that helps.
No, it's under. Do you know how to move counters above and below a stack on Vassal?
Isn't that the plus minusy thing or something?
If you expand the stack by double clicking and then select the counter you want and use your arrow to move it up or down, it'll move up or down.
Yep.
And then
I did that. If it's not working, I know where it is. So
okay. All right.
Yep. So yeah, this guy right here is I don't know how else. It's the way I see it. It's on there, so I know it's moved. Plus, it also has a little red dot on it already, so I know it's moved. So
very well. And you've got I think you've got a, you got a question mark under Lee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that was
last turn, wasn't it?
Jackson. Yeah. Yep. Oh, and Ruff, I did buy a new keyboard and mouse because Wednesday night my mouse was just going nuts and I was having so much issues with it. So I'm I'm buying imported. I went old school. No more wireless.
Well, I like wireless, but or what I call it, Bluetooth. But yeah, mine was going a bit bonkers last week, so hopefully we won't have any trouble this time. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
All right, so now what we have is
movement.
We did the initiative, so now I get movements. Let's see here. So
base reinforcements.
Yeah, well, that was only Washington. I already got them out here.
Oh,
so now there's two numbers. There's a 1-4 and a 1-6.
Oh, okay. So Washington is unique in that he's the only leader who can affect morale checks and rally die rolls from an adjacent hex. If you have him stacked, he adds 4. If he's merely adjacent, he adds 1. Okay. And if you have another leader who can command the stack in question stacked on them, and Washington is adjacent, his additional 1 is in addition to the value of the other leader.
Okay. That's pretty okay. That's cool. So he has 6 movement points then.
He can go 12.
So we can go 12. So
On
1,
the old roads. Yeah, blimey.
2,
Right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I probably moved Lee a little bit too far forwards
I don't mind. No, he's good there. He's good there. Yeah.
because I had to have him past like this row here. Oh, this row. Damn it.
This one.
Yep. Thank you. Oh,
Hey, by the way, you guys didn't mention it last time, so I'm going to point it out for you and your listeners. Look at this hex right there. See that itty bitty silhouette of a man
Yeah.
on a horse?
Yeah.
That is the historical location where Washington relieved Lee of command.
Oh dear.
okay. I've got a plan now.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Talk about rubbing
Okay.
it in.
So now we go ahead. Now I do all my movements at this point. So let's see here. Let's start over here. I'm going to zoom in because everybody likes it when it's nice and big and they can see it. So.
We're all getting old, Tony. That's what it is.
Yep. All right. So we're going to go ahead and pull them in there, all the way in there. And yes, I'm throwing Lee involved with this one. All right.
Well, I should going to get captured or something, aren't you? I don't
know. We'll see.
Where have you moved? I can't see. Ah, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, Lee is gonna go back. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't move him too far back. 6, 7, 8, and that's as far as I'm gonna move him back. Because is it past 21 or is it 21? That's the one.
On or. So you can be on this hex row and still be legal.
Okay. We'll move him right there. Get a little bit closer. Now Washington can get him next turn. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to roll on that stupid table one more time.
Yep. Yeah, love it.
All right. Let's see. So we're going to take these guys and let's see here. I need to hide the units real quick so I know where I'm going. Okay. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I believe crops is just. Yep, it's clear. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna go 5. We're gonna get Lafayette back there.
Can't go 5 on a Oh, that's the Indian. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's the Yep.
Sorry.
No worries. No worries.
I'm ready to pounce.
Yes, he's trying to help you, Ruff.
Yeah, because A, you've got to help me, Mick, and B, Tony cheats.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's it.
1,
yeah.
2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I just want to point out, but these guys can be using strategic movement if you prefer to.
Yeah, I'm okay right now.
Okay, very well.
Yep, yeah, I know. On the this guy go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I want to get him up there because he's a 2 strength.
So you can't pass wells over the top of Seward because stacking is in effect at all times. In fact,
you can only have 1 artillery.
Unless you're stacked with Oswald, who is down here.
Yep, he's the only one that you can do that with. Yep. Now I remember that. Lee's already moved. I probably should have gone the other way with that. Anyways, it is what it is. Mistakes are made.
I'm sure Ruff will let you go back the other way.
Yeah, we like it. They're going that way. Yeah.
So fences are no effect. Light woods is 1. Okay. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this New Jersey guy, I can bring him back. Yeah, because just in case he gets. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yep.
And then these guys have come off.
Yep.
So they're done with. I don't want to put them in the eliminated. I just have them off the map here.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Okay. So I think that's it for the movement. I'm not too. These guys, I'm just. They're the -1s, those brigades. I want to keep them in reserve right now. The militia.
Yep.
I'm not really in the mood to move them too far forward. I do have this blue regiment that's a 1-4. I guess I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to bring him back here just to have a little reserve as well. All right, so movement is all done.
All right, Tony.
Yes.
Only because in the pregame you said to me if I can make a suggestion, you know I should.
Yep.
All right. It is never a good idea when you're within reach of the enemy to leave artillery unsupported.
Okay.
Because all he would have to do is move up adjacent, declare combat, survive the defensive fire, and then step in and capture it.
Gotcha.
So, since the Blue Regiment moved up, Oswald has an option. He can back up to here or move forward to here. But leaving him alone is probably not wise given that the British are that close.
Okay.
What you're saying is I could move
right there
into there, yeah.
Especially with this light infantry guy too. So
yep, it'd be harder to hit. He'd be in trees and he'd be light. Oh, no, so you'd have a shot at him, but you'd have to have a 9.
Yeah. You were there, weren't you?
He was.
So I'd only have to move there to attack that on its own.
No, you could attack him from. Excuse me. What am I doing? You could attack if he had left him there rough. Yeah. This light infantry could have gone there.
Just moved up. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd suffer fire, but you'd be in trees and you're light, which means he would have to roll a 9 to hit you. It's not likely, and then you would declare close combat, move in, and capture Oswald, which, being a +2 morale unit captured at full strength, would get you momentum, as well as taking that unit out of play. So, definitely, Tony, a good idea to protect Oswald.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes,
and that goes. Yeah, well, that goes for both of us too.
Thanks, so. Mick. Yeah. Thanks.
And for those that are paying attention.
Yep.
And then Nordic is as always is good. Always make sure you have your clear retreat routes, or you'll lose units left, right, and center. Yes. So, hence the reason why I kind of left him up here as reserve and leave these open and not put them right there. So. Okay, so rally phase, we don't need any rallies because nobody's broken or disrupted. So we're good to go there. So defensive artillery phase, Rough, I don't know if you've got any.
It's their line of sight, you see. This is the problem. I'm firing. Are you snuggled up against that hill? Is that what that means?
No line of sight. I don't see any shots.
No, I'm too far away.
I take that back. There is a shot from here to here.
Oh, yes.
I missed that one. Oops. Now it is 3 hexes, so it is
it's going to be like I need a 10 or something that you can't throw.
No, I think it's probably because
9.
He's in crops.
9. Is it 1, 3 hexes away? 9.
Yep.
Well, as they say, you got to be in it to win it. So let's
you miss all the shots you don't miss. You don't take.
Yeah, here we go. Oh,
you got a 10 or up? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
it's
I
a 0. Oh man, see that's the
So that's
problem with
that.
people putting tens, making a D10 a 0 a 10 instead of a 0. There's too many games that you have to figure out which is which. It's like, come on, just do 0.
I'm an iconoclast.
No, you can get D10s with a 10 on it. I think if the 10's
Yeah,
worth a 10, it should have a D10 with a 10 on it rather than a 0. Anyway, it's just my opinion.
100% there.
Here we
All
go.
right, so that's defensive artillery fire. Rifle fire, we don't have any.
That's
Close
right.
combat phase.
Oh, we got a bit of that going on.
One attack.
Yep. And I've got some decent modifiers here or there. So, and I like to have a piece of paper as I go through this. Okay. So we need to do the odds ratio. So,
yeah. Oh, I don't like
By the way,
that.
Ruff, I love on your.
Yes, I was going to say. Yeah.
I watched Utah again from 5 years ago, and I love the way you used a grease pencil on your plexiglass to show your viewers how you were calculating the odds. That was very.
It wasn't anything to do with viewers. It was to help me.
Well, it was very helpful. I mean,
No,
for folks.
that's why I'd say I saw that on somebody else's channel. I thought that's a good idea, even though the
I've done that before too. If it's a heavy modifier game, I like to do that as well.
Yeah.
Even when I'm playing by myself, because I can write it right there, and it's not too.
Yeah, it's to help everyone out, myself, because you're writing it down and making sure you've got everything, and anybody that's watching. So yeah, I might do that again.
Hey, Patrick.
Right.
Patrick's in from Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials.
How you doing, Patrick?
All right. Okay, so here we go. I've got 2, 4, and then I'm going to, of course, include these guys here.
Oh.
So that's 5, 6.
2-to-1 odds.
2-to-1 odds. Okay.
Now, to do this, explicitly, right? The attacker first declares a lead unit, and then before anything else, the defender declares a lead unit, and then you go from there.
Right.
Okay, so my lead unit is going to be the 9th Pennsylvania here, because he's a +2.
Yep. What have I got? Not much. They're all much of a muchness. Oh, hold on. We've got... No, that's only... it's only the movement that's any different. Let's have the Queen's Light Dragoons then. Number 1. No, 0. 3.
Are you talking about the dismounted dragoons?
Any difference or not really?
No, the values are the same. The movement rates are different, of course.
That's why I wanted to maybe pick the dismounted ones because
Yep.
We'll do that then. The dismounted Queen's Light Dragoons.
Okay. So Tony has you +1 on a comparison of lead unit morale.
Yep.
Your leaders cancel each other. They're both +1s.
Yep.
And there's no other take it from me, because I kind of know there's no other modifier, so we can move right along.
So even the building, the courthouse.
Oh, are you in the town? Oh, I have to hide units. Ah, you are. You're in the village. You're going to get something for that. Only -1 to fire, nothing for close combat.
Yep.
Right. Okay. I see that on the terrain's effect chart. Right. So as you were.
So it goes to tactics.
Oh, now
blimey.
This is where it gets fun.
You both have leaders. There are open flanks, so each of you have all 8 tactics.
Let's have a look. Ooh. You're going to do that, aren't you? I bet. If he does that.
This is where it gets interesting.
And this is really cool because in this case, right, it's a wide open fight at 2-to-1 +1 for the attacker, but 2 good leaders, lots of ground to maneuver around here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
All right, I got my one pick there, Ruff.
You're not going to do that, I don't think. If you do, I'm going to eat my beer glass. Right. Let's try that. Might do that. That might be. Where's mine? Where's my ones?
You got to go up to the counters. I
Go
don't
up
know
to
if you. I don't know
counters.
if-
Oh, right.
British tactics.
You've got
I
yours
pulled
on.
mine out and just moved it to the side.
Right. So what was it I decided on?
You can just grab it and pull it to the
Yeah.
map.
Where is it? If I can see it.
Oh, by the way, while he's deciding, Tony, you
Yeah.
need to add Durkee to your notes because he has countermarched.
Okay.
And so, if as a reminder, now it'll be Jackson, Maxwell, and Durkee, I think.
Yep. That is correct.
Okay.
All right, Ralph. Let's show it off. Here we go.
Hold on. Where are we?
Reveal. Oh,
Frontal assault, and you have a refused flank. It is nothing.
nothing done.
Yep, 0.
That could have been worse.
Yes. You had enough of a front line, Ruff, to repel the attack, so you're good.
All right, so it's basically
2-1 +1.
+1
Yep.
for you, yeah.
+1 for me on a 2-1 odds. Okay, here we go. 4, 5
Defender
is
retreat.
a retreat. So we both retreat.
It's +1, so it's your result is 5 at 2-1. Defender retreat only.
Oh, yep, I was off on that. Yep, you're
So
right.
that's the lead unit, isn't it?
Lead unit must retreat. The other men will do a morale check.
Is that one hex?
1 hex.
Right. And then
Right.
the other
Now-
Away from me.
On
Yep.
this on this morale check, it's a heat game turn, so there's going to be a built-in -1.
Oh.
However, Clinton is going to be able to add his +3 for a net of +2 on top of the unit morale, the printed unit morale of the units
of the
themselves.
unit, right.
So it looks like +3 in the final analysis.
So that middle number is the leadership
yes.
leader thing and used in morale checks.
Yes.
So on the top one there, they're both +1. So that would be a plus.
Your net is +3.
+3, and I've got to get it. What is it? 5 or more?
Yes.
Right. Let me just get rid of the counters there. Right, good. Here we go. For the one underneath, the middle one.
The second Queen's the second.
Yeah, the one that's sandwiched in the middle. Yeah.
Second Queen's Light.
Oh my God!
1 and 3 is 4. He fails. He has to retreat.
Just one.
By the way, Ruff. Sorry. Back up 1 second. You put the Queen's Light, the dismounted there, and you're overstacked. You can't go there.
Oh, sorry.
You would have to go there with him.
Yeah. See ya. Sorry, that's that one that moves. Right, gotcha.
And that's where
Anyway,
these others will have to go.
That's where he'll go there.
Now, consider. Now, this is, again, Tony, forgive me, but just the subtleties of the game, right?
Yep.
At this point, Ruff, consider that Clinton can go with him. If Clinton goes with him, then the remaining Dragoon is going to roll at 0 because he's +1 in the heat.
Mhm.
If Clinton stays, he will be, of course, influencing the die roll, but he's forward, stacked on a 1 strength unit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but if he passes, can I still? I can't move my leader then, can I?
no, if you stay with the leader in order to influence the die roll, the leader then cannot move.
But that's the end of his combat, though.
It is. And I would also, if I may, just point out we're on the top half of a turn, and we know with certainty that the British will go next.
Yeah.
So leaving Clinton forward is not per se a real gamble here. But if it was the bottom half of a turn and the situation was the same on the map, you would have a critical decision to make because you don't know who goes next.
Yeah, because of the initiative coming up. Yeah. Well, I'll keep him there. And we've got a +3, haven't we, to our morale check?
It's going to be the same roll.
Yeah. Oh, for
5, you're good.
only just though. Oh, I nearly swore. Right.
That would be very, very, I don't know,
Unrough like.
un-British,
Unrough like, yes.
unrough like, yes.
Right.
What Brigadier General Scott, commanding one of the American brigades here, said during the inquiry into Lee's, bungling of this. He was nearby when Washington relieved Lee of command. He was
Oh,
in
yeah.
proximity, and he said, Washington swore until the leaves
Yeah.
shook from the trees,
I
which
remember
is
reading
very
that.
uncharacteristic of Washington.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
though I think you said, even though that's unsubstantiated, but what a great
Yeah, that's
story.
that. That's the story.
The legend has gone down in folklore, but yeah.
The only other time that he is known to actually swore, and it's not actually, and it's pretty solid, was when St. Clair got ambushed by the Native Americans in the Sinclair's retreat. Was it Sinclair?
Uh-huh.
Massacre. Sinclair's massacre. When basically they lost the entire army, and when Washington was told that, he kept his composure until everybody was gone, and then it was only the aide that told him that heard him just lose it for half an hour, and then all of a sudden he was calm again. It was crazy.
That's it, boys.
All right.
Half turns over.
Yep. So now, Ruff, it's up to you.
We'll move that down there, don't we? And turn it over. Yeah.
So then select that stack, the whole stack, and then right click it.
Center entry hex B. Bang.
Now, Ruff, remember, it's only your artillery that are going to get the additional +1 on turn of entry, +1 movement. The rest of your infantry does not.
Blimey. Right.
And you're going to have to clear the road, I would say.
Yeah. And Webster is the chap that's commanding all those, yeah?
Webster can only command the 33rd. If you look at his counter,
it
says 33rd only.
Yeah. Who's commanding the 37th and 64th then? That's
any suitable British leader would. Erskine cannot because he commands light infantry only.
Yeah.
Simcoe cannot because he commands loyalists only.
Yeah. Right. So they're coming
Monckton cannot because he commands the 2nd Grenadiers only.
So we better get Cornwallis out the blooming way or something. So anyway, right. It's movement. I placed me reinforcements, no disrupted units, no shattered, no pinned. Right. Here we go then. So,
Camp, I believe that's what made him so like when he did lose it, that's why it was so important. If you get a person that loses it all the time, loses your composure all the time, it doesn't mean anything. But when somebody's composed all the time, when he loses it, you knew something was wrong. It wasn't you took that very seriously. So I think that's one reason why Washington was so important on that.
Yes, I got like that the other week. Something happened. Anyway, what should we do here?
Well, there's plenty you can do.
I'm just thinking. Yeah, I know.
Zoom out a little bit more because you got units all over the freaking place there, Ruff.
Shut up. Right. So,
So this is the problem with the British is they get stopped up here pretty easily.
Yeah. Let's have a look here.
But you have free reign now of the map, Ruff. You're not limited anymore.
That's right.
So let's move those down and I can overstack with one artillery, can't I?
No.
No?
Oh, you mean putting an artillery on an infantry stack? Yes.
Yes. Like if I put that on top there.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's allowed. Yep.
That's all right, yeah.
Yep.
Let's, as you say, move these. 1, 2. That's already got one. I'll pop one on there. Who's controlling these?
Any suitable British leader.
Mm-hmm.
What, the ones up the top there? Right. Okay.
Yeah, I knew you meant the Grenadiers. I mean the Hessians.
The Hessians. Yes. That's so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. That's cleared that out the way. Let's want to look what's happening here. Shall I be a tinker?
There's a lot more coming, Ruff, so you are more than welcome to tinker away. Ooh, interesting. Oh, I want to get rid of Simcoe. That way he can't help. That way he can't take over Canada.
So, Ruff.
Yep.
You're crossing a morass, which is
right.
which is plus a lot.
I keep thinking that's not a morass. I'm thinking that's like a.
It's plus a lot. Yeah, it's plus 3.
First of all, artillery is prohibited to cross there, except the only way they can cross is at the causeway, or by coming around.
No, it's okay. I get what you're saying. I just forgot that was a morass. I thought it was something completely different.
Light infantry is plus 2. Regular infantry is plus 3.
So these all wrong, are they? These?
No, you're fine there.
They're all right with those, right? Okay. So, right. What else we got here? We've got some big ones coming down here. What have we got here? 36. Line of sight for artillery if I'm adjacent to an enemy unit. That okay?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
By the way, fellas, the morasses, there's 2 of them on the map. They provide defensive benefit in both directions. So if you were each on opposite sides of a morass, taking turns attacking each other, you would each benefit by the ground. It's unlike like, for example, well, what am I trying to say? It's on the terrain effects chart. There's a footnote that probably explains it better than I can.
Let's see here.
Morass and hedgerow hexides provide a defender benefit in both directions.
Correct. There you go.
Right. Forgot what I was doing with these now.
Trying to clear the road. I know that.
I know that, yeah, but I also want to give you a little bit of a. Oh my goodness! Is the benefit of firing down or attacking close quarters downhill?
No, not in this game or scenario. If you're playing White Plains, there are 5 severe slope hexides that provide a benefit in both directions, and in Newtown there's some mountain hexides that provide in both directions, but for the most part, no. So always be sure to check exclusive rules and TEC's footnotes for the games that you're playing to make sure.
Oh, still not enough. Got to get these rotters off. So we'll pop down to here. To here. And where we got howitzers.
So Ruff.
Yep.
There's an artillery unit there that you first moved into the stack. You asked me, "Hey, will he be overstacked?"
He can't move again. Yeah.
Well, no, that isn't the point. You just that he doesn't have enough movement points to get from where he started. I think he was maybe here. I think you went there. 1, 2. That would be 4. Something like that. There was something. If I'm misremembering, I apologize. But
no, that's all right. So I can move him here then. Is that right? Yeah. I just wanted to get the road clear, you see. So that's the main thing.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He can go 8 because he's getting plus
Oh,
1.
yes, yeah. 8 or 6. You can do 6. You mean 7?
No, +1, he gets 4, and then it's ×2 because he's on the road for strategic movement.
No, he's got 3.
I know, but he gets +1 for the artillery becoming on. Remember, you get that +1.
That's 4, so that's 8. Gotcha. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There you go.
And this will be 7. Hold on. That'll be again 8, but can only stack 1 artillery.
Yep.
But I might want to get some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where are we? Hold on. Ah, 7 there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll pop him. There. And 4. God, that's awkward. Right. 1.
So, Ruff, if I
Yeah, go on.
so Webster can only command the 33rd, which is here.
That's the right. So sorry, I keep. This is the other thing about this battle. It's very specific about its leaders, isn't it?
Well, more than many other scenarios.
Yeah,
But
I don't
as I matured the series, I got you'll see in the later games there's a lot more of that.
Yeah, no, that's what's catching me out because the first lot I played, the first tri pack. Yeah, so apologies. Right. So he's okay now.
Yep.
The 33rd, gotcha. Right, okay. And then we'll have. So this 44 up here. Who's commanding that?
Any suitable British?
Yeah, that's not a particular one. So, and remember, there's like no command range or anything.
Yeah, this
you
is
just can't get the
off.
benefits unless there's that. Yeah.
So we'll be going. So going downhill.
+1.
So +1. So that's 2.
Hey, just a guard's in. Says hi.
Hi, yeah.
Hey.
Hi. Yep, he says catching up on the stream so far. Visualizing modifier calculations. There's a really good player aid on BGG someone made that has a great series of tracks for keeping record of DRMs in combat. Yeah, I get that. Especially if you like to write down and have notes about what happened and everything.
I just write on the map.
With
a bit of plexi over the top.
Put a plexi up. All of us have enough plexi in our house, probably to make sure we've got enough. So
1, 2.
So Justin and I just made a pledge that at SD HISCON in San Diego in November, we're going to meet across the battlefield at Pensacola for the full campaign game. And I, for one, am looking forward to that immensely. We're going to play it on my 4-foot by 6-foot big board set.
Oh, wow.
Blimey.
Do you have miniatures for that, or?
No, I don't have. Well, I have some miniatures, but I don't have miniatures for the game per se. You know what I mean?
But it'll be a big enough board. So,
the counters are like 1 1/8 inches square.
That's crazy.
I want to see pictures of that next year.
We want pictures. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, we had 2 to down here. And is it 1 to go uphill?
Yes.
Yes.
One
plus
down,
to
one
go.
up.
Right,
Yep.
so that's his 4.
Unless there's a road or a trail. So don't
That's
forget
right. Roads and trails negate terrain.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll bring 1.
I'll be looking forward to it, Justin. Really will. He's going to take lots of pictures and videos of that.
Excellent.
I want to see that. You can live stream it if you want to. That'd be fun. Live stream some of it and get it going.
Yeah, we've got a right old cluster here.
Got a quagmire going on there, Ruff.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot I can do till next turn. I can move them down. So did I move these? Hold on.
If they don't have a red dot, you haven't
No,
moved.
they've all moved. You see, so
the only ones that you haven't are the Hessians. You're probably happy with them there.
He hasn't. This guy hasn't moved.
Oh, right.
You don't need to tell him that.
Oh, well, okay.
Actually, no, I'm just kidding. Actually, all 3
That's verging on tactics. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I'm just kidding. Actually, all 3 of those have not moved, by the way, Ruff.
So we'll have that there. What we got here? Yeah, we'll move him.
Man, that light infantry. Is there a modifier for that? It's got to be a modifier for that.
There's some modifier for it. I can't remember what.
Well, light infantry, the benefit is they move through heavy woods with no penalty.
Okay.
And they're harder to hit by fire combat.
By fire because they're lighter. Yep.
They're in open order. Yeah.
I don't think I'm overstacked there, am I? Well, it's only 3. Right. I think, apart from me Hessians up there.
I think it's funny because most of the Hessians actually stayed in America after the war was over. Hey, we kind of like this whole idea of liberty and freedom, so we're going to stay.
Yeah, but at that time, the Brits paid more anyway. So,
well, it got them over there for free, and they actually paid them. So if they survived, it was a win-win situation for them.
What to do with them, though? So bring them down around the flanky poos. They're quite... Yeah, let's start doing that. So that's 2. Oh, they only got 3, haven't they?
Yep.
Jeez. Right, so going through the heavy woods, that is, isn't it?
That's a +2, 1.5.
I can't even do that. So we'll pop him there, and then we'll bring them there, and we'll bring them up ready. Yeah, like a little conveyor belt of Hessians coming down to give you nightmares.
They already do.
Right. I think that's it, chaps, movement-wise.
Okay. I do have some defensive fire. I think
of course you have.
I have a defensive fire. Basically right here.
That one there, gotcha. That's old, what's his name again, isn't it?
That's Oswald. Yep.
Yeah.
So he's adjacent, so that's kind of nice. That should be an easier hit.
7.
Yep.
7 at the infantry as a base number. Well, your base number is 7.
Yep.
The light infantry in the trees, you'd have to have a 9. Whereas if you target the horse, you'll have to have an 8 because the 7 becomes 6 firing at horse. Oh, back to 7 in the trees. I stand corrected. 7 against the horse.
So just to remind everybody, artillery fire targets a unit, not a hex.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I'm going to go after the Hussars anyways.
Yep.
Huzzah!
So basically, it's a 7 or less. Or greater. 7 or greater. Sorry.
Get out of here.
I'm like, I can do it, sir. I rolled a 2 anyway, so yeah.
Good.
All right.
So that's my only one that I can, because all the rest of them haven't got up there yet. Everything else is, See, I'm coming across the entire map in rough, like, I'm just going to mosey right in and just,
Yeah. This is it. we'll try.
All right. Okay, so then we go to close combat. And so, Ruff, where are we going first? What are we doing first?
Let me just check the old chat. Nothing going on there. Right, okay. Everybody's tickety boo. Yeah, morass. Morass was a morass. So let's have a look.
You're not wrong, Nordic. You're not wrong. I do have a thing against Simcoe, but
let's do these peeps up here.
okay. So how are you going to do that? So is Cornwallis going to attack Parker? Is that how you're going to do that?
And if I may, you are required, Ruff, to pre-declare every attack before you resolve anything. You're not allowed to, let's say, hypothetically, I'm going to do that. You're not allowed to do that, see what the outcome is, and then make another decision. You've got to solve for this, and this.
Oh, I've got to say them now before we do anything.
You don't have to do odds. You don't have to do lead units. You just have to say who's attacking whom everywhere that there's adjacency before you resolve anything. And then you're committed to those attacks regardless of the outcome once you start rolling.
So I have to actually pick stacks who's attacking who, yeah?
Yeah, and remember you're allowed one diversion if you want to use it.
Remind me what that is again.
Well, so for example, right now this unit has to be satisfied and this unit has to be satisfied and this unit must attack and this unit must attack.
Yeah.
Well, hypothetically, you could say I'm going to do a diversion here in order to throw Cornwallis in with Gray against him.
Right.
The penalty for doing that, though, is a column shift.
Okay. I don't think I actually...
But that's just hypothetical. You've got situations down here as well. You know, you might, Simcoe, instead of attacking Oswald, might say, I want to throw in against Wayne. Well, you would divert here to use Simcoe this way. But you're only allowed one diversion on the map every combat phase. So you have to be
it's either or
thoughtful about it.
I don't think I want to do one, to be honest with you.
All right. It is always optional.
Yeah, no, good. So we'll have Cornwallis's stack attach. Is that what have that stack has to say where they're attacking? They're attacking both of these anyway, aren't they? They're attacking both of these, but I have to say this stack will attack those, and those will attack those.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. Okay. And Simcoe is going after the artillery.
The guns. He's going after the guns.
I said I was going for them. And then we've got this big light infantry. We've got 2, 4.
And you can split. Men in a stack, you know.
So we'll
go in two directions. 3. You can do that.
Yeah, I think we'll take a chance with the heavy number of light infantry, the first light infantry attacking this lot. And these lot attacking. Huh?
It's a 3-2 column. So I appreciate that, by the way, Mick, to having a 3-2 column, because there's so many times where that's more accurate of a column than a 2-1 or a 1-1. That's a big swing in some cases.
But isn't it gone up in favor of the defender?
No, this is mathematically 3-2. 6 against 4 is 3-2.
Doesn't it favor the defender by going up if it's a bit, or going down to the next one for the defender?
If there was no 3-2 column, it would go down to 1-1, which would favor the defender.
That's right. What I mean.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were saying, Ruff.
Yeah, but it's hot. I can't. This heat's killing me, and I'm drinking beer. So anyway, right. Okay. So.
Then Clinton's going to attack that group, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you can resolve them in any order you want.
Yep.
Well, let's start. Let's do this. Let's do this lot down here, and we'll start with your favorite Simcoe
versus Oswald.
So what's that? That is
4-1.
4-1.
Mm-hmm.
Declare your lead unit.
See, here's the interesting. Can I actually declare Oswald as my lead unit because he has a
No,
+2?
you cannot because
Okay,
he's
no,
he doesn't have close combat capability.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I guess it's the Blue Regiment, which is a 0 for me.
And and always in this case, Tony, obviously it's straightforward, and there's no harm in you saying that. Always make the attacker declare first,
Okay,
if particularly if you have multiple units in your stack.
Well, it doesn't really matter with that, doesn't it?
Well, again, who do you want? The if you win, the lead unit must advance. The other unit may advance. So there's that to consider. Also, if you lose, the lead unit takes the punishment.
Yeah.
So even though the values appear the same, they are two different kind of units, and you have to think through all that.
What we got here? We've got 4.
See, this is where the game's going to slow down because we have lots of battles now.
Yeah, and
the first 5 turns, no problem.
I'm not the quickest working out what to do. Okay, let's. They both got that in. Let's use the Hussars as the lead unit.
Okay, so that is a +1.
Yeah.
So that's
+2 for Simcoe is +3.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me when I say there are no other modifiers.
Yeah. Yep. So +3 on the 4-1, Ruff.
Tactics.
Oh, tactics. That's right.
Now, Oswald is a demi-leader, but only for artillery. Therefore, you're not getting all 8 cards for the Blue Regiment. Only the 4 basics.
Only the yellow ones, yeah? And I know they're yellow because it says it in the rule book.
Yellow in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a +3 at the moment.
At 4-1.
Yeah.
I smell momentum, Ruff. I smell momentum coming.
Let's so if I do that and you do I want a nice. It is awkward. Stand 5 +1. Stand fast. All right, let's do that. Gives you a bit of a chance, I suppose. Counter.
All right, reveal.
Oh, how about that? 0.
Nothing yet.
Okay, so it's just a +3 on the 4-1. Let's roll a 0, Ruff.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
1.
1 +3 is 4.
4
Defender retreat.
4-1 is. Yep, I retreat. So he retreats, and then I have to do a
morale check in the heat. So you're subtracting 1 from your printed morale.
I got a 6, so we're
5.
good.
He passes. Oswald, as he would, holds the hex defiantly.
Rat bags. Right.
But we don't know who's going to get initiative on the next turn. And if it's the British, Oswald, very likely stands to be captured.
Yeah.
So.
Which is not good for me.
Yeah.
So these two. So we've got this one against this one. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah. Yep, that's right.
So 6 to 4.
3 to
2.
Well, clearly the lead unit for the British is the 1st Light Infantry. Yeah. Tony?
9th Pennsylvania.
All right. So you're -1, Ruff, on unit morale, minus a second one for Wayne. So you're 3 to 2 with a -2. But you are adjacent to Clinton, so you're going to get tactics. And of course, Tony will get all the tactics as well. But there's no open flank, gentlemen. So the turn flank and refuse flank tactics here are not available.
Not available. Yep.
Right.
Anthony Wayne is going to dig in his heels. I know it. He's got those Pennsylvania boys.
Let me just check. Yeah, I'm going Leroy Jenkins as always.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
It's a -1 for you. Another -1 for you, Ruff.
Oh, that's the only one that had a bloody.
I was going to do that or stand fast, and both of those on a frontal assault
Hold
would have
on.
been -1s.
Stand fast, and you've got commit reserve. Yeah, +1 to me.
No, it's a -1.
-1, Ruff.
What am I looking here? Stand fast, yeah.
You're the attacker.
Yeah, wait, hold on, sorry.
Stupid dog. Dog's getting involved. What that is. So he had a frontal assault. I had commit reserve.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking. Yeah, commit reserve. So I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, -1. Beg your pudding. Right.
-3 net at 3-2.
Gold.
This could be momentum for the Americans.
Yes. The way I'm rolling, yes. 7.
That's a 4. That's a pin.
Pin. Now, this is the other thing about pins, because normally when you get pinned in other war games, it means you're keeping your head down and you're pinned, you can't move. But it means more that you're committed to carrying on the combat. Is that right?
Yes. Now, Tony, you only pinned the one unit. You need to select the entire stack and pin.
Okay.
So go ahead and unpin without penalty, so you don't screw up the vassal.
Oh yeah,
program.
because you get thingy,
Right.
don't you? Yeah.
Then select the stack and hit pin. There you go.
And I've only got the 1, so.
Yep. That's actually not a bad outcome for the British, because even if the Americans get initiative, that's a unenviable spot they're in, and they'd probably consider breaking pin and giving up morale. So that's not a bad outcome for you, Ruff, really.
Okay, good. And this Clinton, no relation.
It's another 3-2 there, Ruff.
Yeah, no relation, Clinton.
So, Ruff, you're first. Declare your lead unit.
Any terrain stuff going on here?
No.
No? No buildings or anything?
No.
The only thing that, for combat, Ruff, the only thing that has any terrain modifiers, if it's a full hex, is the swamp, and there's no way I'm fighting you in a swamp.
Okay, so 3-2. I've got Clinton.
Declare your lead unit.
We're going to use... Let's use the Queen's Light, dismounted light dragoons, +1.
Tony?
Patton.
Of course. So the morales are even. The British get +1 for Clinton. So it's a 3-2 +1. Tony, you are adjacent to Wayne, so you're going to get all the cards. The British get all the cards, and there's an open flank right there. So everybody has everything.
Right.
This fight outside of Monmouth Courthouse is really unfolding in a very interesting way.
That's because I'm playing. That's why. Tactics. Leroy Jenkins, right?
Oh, Nordic says Pennsylvania troops never retreat in the face of the enemy, Mick.
Thank you, because I'm on the module. I'm not monitoring the your
chat. Yeah.
Chat. That's right, Nordic.
Oh, what to do? Jeez.
Besides, the 9th has an excellent looking uniform, so they're not going to run. Oh, that's yeah.
So what am I on?
The plume on their helmet.
What am I on at the moment?
3-2.
+1.
+1. That's what I wanted to say. +1.
And it doesn't surprise me that Wayne is with the Pennsylvania because he's originally from Pennsylvania.
That's
Outside
right. No,
Philadelphia.
that's right. That's right. By
Hold
the
on.
way, for just general kibitzing, when you look at American units in this game, you'll notice that about somewhere around 40% of them are shown in shirt sleeves. The American commanders allowed their men to take their coats off, many of them, because of the bloody heat. Whereas the British are buttoned up, and the Hessians in particular, that's why they only move 3. They are, I mean, as the color sergeant said in Zulu to one of his men, button up your tunic. Where do you think you are? Bloody Piccadilly? I mean, it's
great. And they're drinking hot tea as well.
So they're not having fun, the Hessians, in this heat.
Nor the Brits.
Nor the Brits. But the Americans, they at least got to take their coats off.
This is it. They're so laid back. No, I'll take my jacket. I'm going to hang it on this branch here. No, get out of it. Let's try that. Let's take a chance. Is that the one I want? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, sorry about that. Had all the family coming in, so there we go. Right.
All right, here we go, Ruff. I withdraw. You did a refuse flank. No combat.
Oh.
So the American stack has to retreat. The entire stack, 1 hex.
Oh, not there. There we go. That went a little crazy.
And the British lead unit must advance. The other British units may advance.
Well, I think that's a given, don't you?
Well, that's why you wear the general's epaulets.
Yes. See, they're glinting in this hot sun.
That was actually kind of cool.
Nicely done, Tony. Nicely done.
These charts, the graphics really help me out when I'm kind of looking at it, going, okay, what's the best case scenario for which tactic? And then I'm like, okay, is Ruff going to be this way or that way? And he's going to start predicting things not the right way, I hope, or unfortunately, he'll start predicting things the right way, and then I'll have to change my tactics.
No, it's a case of closing my eyes and just punching down with a finger.
The withdrawal is a chancy move because he could be right up your backside, but when you pick it when it's not expected and you need it, it's really neat, if you can get away with it.
Yeah, I see what I should have done there, but anyway, right.
Next battle.
Yes.
Can we take out Cornwallis, please? The dude's annoying.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking we're finished. We're not, are we?
No, not by a long shot.
We got two more.
Sorry, the rest of the family have just come in from being out at different places, and it's like madhouse in here. So apologies. So we've got 4 1-to-1 as good as, and but we're not doing that yet. I have to do first. Grenadiers is going to be the lead unit because we're doing this one first.
Okay. Morales are even.
Yeah.
Wow, Tony, you've got good units on the front line there.
I know I do. I'm very, very happy about that.
Hopefully not for long.
All the picked men. Check it out. How'd you manage to get all the picked men gathered together like that in one spot?
I actually did that on purpose.
Very nice.
Yeah. What do you think you are, Sharp? Get out of it with your picked men. Get out of it. Right, so
1-to-1, morales are even. You get +1 for Cornwallis. Now, in this case, Tony does not have leadership, so he's going to be restricted to the 4 tactics, whereas you get them all, Bruno. I mean, Bruno, excuse me, Ruff.
No attacking downhill. No, that's nothing.
No.
Okay, good.
There's no other modifiers, trust me.
Right, no, I do.
I kind of have them memorized, so I'll speed things along.
Which one are we doing first, by the way, Ruff? Sorry.
Cornwallis.
Cornwallis, yeah.
It's not going to matter so much. I'm just telling you.
So
My problem is I can't play the same. I can play the same tactic, but I'm not. I probably shouldn't play the same tactic for both of them, but we'll see how it turns out.
let's try that. Let's try
I love when Ruff's like, "Oh, we're gonna try this."
that.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand fast.
Oh, -1. That wipes out the
That's the
+1 for
only one that.
Cornwallis.
Oh, you bloody! That's the only one that had a negative. You rat bag. Right.
Straight 1-1, no modifiers.
Righty-co. Okay.
Nice pick, Tony.
Yeah. You sure you're not got something on my camera? You can see what I'm doing.
No, you're the one that can technically see what I'm doing, but
No, I can't. Right.
So 1-1 on a -4, or
Minus-
one.
No,
minus
no.
one
What?
On,
No,
-1 on a 1-1. Sorry.
Yeah. No. It's 1-1 even. He had you +1 for Cornwallis.
Oh, okay. So it's 1-1 straight roll.
Yes.
Ooh.
1-1 even.
Oh,
Yes.
no!
Yes.
Defender disrupted,
Jesus.
and that's a morale hit. That'll happen automatically on the module.
Oh, nice. Good.
So
I always
do
love
you have to move
automation
back?
stuff.
Is it move back 3 or something?
Yep, 3.
3.
Yep.
1.
Regardless of terrain, yeah?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's 3 hexes.
Lead unit must advance. The other unit may advance.
Oh, what we got here? What's coming up? We got some. Oh no, we got those Indian chappies there.
I am so glad, Ruff, you got that. I pulled that tactic. That would have been very bad to take a 1-step loss on that.
Yep. And it would have meant momentum.
Yep.
So he has to move here.
That's Tony, to the point of the conversation we were having last time about tactics. Now, see that it matters because of what you just said, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, for those who just absolutely can't stand to use them, all right, fine, you know, but it adds so much more of texture to the game. So
also, it adds a bit of fun as well, because you can take the Mickey out of each. Oh yeah, I picked the right one. So
last battle.
All right, here we go, Ruff. Let's see. We've got. I think it's the same one, 1-1. No,
it's 2-1.
2-1.
6-3. 2-1.
Declare your lead unit, Ruff.
That's going to be Mr. +2, the Black Watch. Oh, it's the Black Watch, Tony. Oh, watch out.
Morales are even, and there's +1 for no Flint Gray.
I love that. No. Why is it no Flint?
Because of the Paoli massacre has already happened.
So what's the no Flint mean?
Well, he told his men to go in darkness with bayonets only, so they took the flints out of their muskets. So he made them remove the flints so no one would get trigger happy and accidentally let off a round and alert the game
away. And give the game away, yeah.
That's right.
Gotcha.
And ever after, he was known as No Flint Gray.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
It's good. It's good. Right.
2-1 +1.
2-1 +1. Tactics.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get them all. Tony does not.
I get them all.
Yep.
You have Flint.
You have a leader.
No Flint.
Oh, leader and an empty flank there. Yes.
Yeah.
2-1. What are you going to do?
I'm not rooting for either side. I'm just saying, if you could push this other picked unit back and out, that would be quite a gain, I would say.
Yeah.
Conversely, Tony, if you hold here, Cornwallis is a little exposed if you go next.
The initiative will be key on this next turn.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a blast.
I tell you what, it's quite stressful. I know we're having fun, but it is quite stressful. This tactic stuff, You think because
It does make a difference. We were talking about this. I now I see it. That plus or minus 1 can make a huge difference.
And notice in this case, right, you only get 4 of them. He gets all 8 because you're of leadership. So you're denying your leaders a capability if you're not using the tactics in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an advantage of having the leader. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ready, Ruff?
Yeah.
You got him, Ruff. That's another +1. That makes it +2.
That's the one. It was only skirmish that was going to.
Skirmish, yep. So
was
2 to 1 +2.
So let's get rid of that. So we've got what was
2 to 1 +2.
+2. Here we go. Oh, get in! Thank you, Dice God.
AC. Oh my God.
A defending unit of the attacker's choice is captured. Well, there's only 1 unit. Now, hang on before you do anything.
Okay.
Right.
First of all, you got an 11 on the chart, which is going to give Ruff a momentum chit. But Ruff is capturing a +2 morale unit at full strength, which gains him automatically another momentum chit. He's picking up 2 momentum for this.
All right. Where we get those from then?
Now, when you do, it'll do it automatically, I think.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think. So indicate captured on that guy, and we'll see if the module gave you 2 momentum chits. Let's see.
There we go.
No, it only gave 1. So go ahead up there and add chit, Ruff.
So where's the momentum chit?
Upper right corner of the map.
And there's a button up there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes.
So add chit.
Need another one.
There you go. And the lead.
What do we do? Just drag it off that square, do we? When we want
no,
to
there's a spend. There's a spend button.
Oh, gotcha.
So whenever you want to use it,
it is a bit small for my dodly old eyes, but I got it. I see it now. Right.
Lead unit.
Oh, man.
Lead unit must advance. Other units may advance.
I forgot what it was.
That wasn't right here, Ruff.
Yeah. So we might as well.
Gosh, Tony, that was huge.
That was brutal.
Now Cornwallis is not so exposed. Oh yeah.
That was brutal.
And that, gentlemen, is the end of the turn, and it's time for initiative, just to keep the game moving here.
Right.
Yep.
You're going to carry on,
Ruff.
Tony, yeah?
Ruff, before the die is rolled, you're both in high morale. You're both adding 1, so the initiative roll is essentially even. However, you're holding momentum. For any momentum you choose to spend, you'll add 2 to the die roll for the initiative throw.
But I have to spend it before I throw. Yeah?
Before you throw. Now, you may spend them both and add 4. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just explaining the way it works.
Nordic even says consider using 1 initiative bonus, Ruff, to not leave Cornwallis out in the air.
No, I don't. Yeah, I know he's not too exposed, but he is if you can suddenly, I need to get all these guys. I need to get all these guys into the, oh, I did something there.
You moved somebody.
There we go.
There we go.
I need to get all those into the battle, along
now,
with
Nordic is absolutely right. When you're holding 2 momentum and it's an initiative roll, sometimes the situation is such that, I don't need to use it. But in this case, arguably, it would make a lot of sense to consider spending at least 1 to get +3 to your roll, whereas Tony will be adding +1, excuse me. So there'd be a net of 2. And it's never a sure thing. You may spend it and not get it anyway. And, that's always the risk. But it's worth considering.
Is this a make or break turn? Not sure it is. To use 2.
You mean, tactically, well, I don't know. Tony, I'm going to do. Can I say something or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
all right.
This is for fun, remember? It's
all right. So right now, these guys are in jeopardy if you go next, Ruff, because you've got all this and this, and you can, kind of come all the way around. And these guys would be in a little trouble. If he goes first, Tony that is, then he can extricate these guys, make some kind of line. I can't see Tony having just taken one on the button of his nose. I don't see him attacking into the middle of this. And so, do you want to follow up your success, or do you want to give him a chance to reform? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And each momentum adds 2.
2. Yeah.
No, let's add 4.
Oh my God!
He's going to do it.
Right. Watch me throw a 10. Sorry, a 0.
All right.
Ready?
Well, I threw a 0, so Ralph, you're going to get it no matter what. You just wasted your 2 momentum chips.
Well, I weren't to know that, was I?
Moral victory for the Americans.
Yeah, they're going sticking their. It's not very nice, is it? It's not very professional. They're sitting there doing all kind of hand signals to me. That's not nice on the field with their jackets off. Would you believe? Right. So we've got the initiative.
Send your reinforcements to the entry hex.
Are we on? Oh, we're on turn 7, aren't we?
Yeah.
So where are we? Get those. Send to hex again at hex B. Move that there.
Well, move them down. Yeah, like that.
Everything all right?
Yep. Nope, we're good.
You're good.
Here, let's make sure we got all of our ones moved. Okay, there we go. Good. I hate having that stuff.
Well, that was expensive. And that's the other thing, right? So you spend momentum for initiative, you don't get it. Oh, crap, I wasted my momentum. You spend momentum for initiative, and the other guy rolls a 0. You didn't need to spend it. Either way, right? It makes you feel like
either way, the cat is being kicked over next door's fence.
Right.
So, I'm joking because I know what these guys are like. I'm joking. So, right. We're on.
So it's the Brits.
No I've done reinforcements. No disrupted, shattered. Right. Pinned units. We don't deal with that yet.
Yeah, pin movements may move only if they do not end their movement adjacent to an enemy unit, and the phasing player reduces his army. So you got to take an army morale hit.
Oh, right. But you have to do it during your phase, during
the movement phase. Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's not going to work, is it? So
you don't want to do that.
No. Let's have a look. Let's get some stuff going. So. One. Oh no, I've got to stop for go adjacent, don't I? 1, 2, 3.
You can cross the. Oh yeah, very good. I was going to say this causeway negates the morass if you were crossing, but
no,
you're going the other way.
I'm going this way. Yes,
he's going to destroy Lafayette and his band of merry men here.
So we'll move. Oh, I know I have to do them separately, but I'm just going to move them there.
Right.
We're going to move those there. What have we got? Well, there's only one. Let's move. Oh, howitzers.
Howitzers have a range of 4 and don't need line of sight.
Oh, they fire up in the air, don't they? So,
yeah. But that's defensive fire when it's Tony's turn. That's not going to do anything for you now.
No, yeah.
Likewise, your heavy battery right there has a range of 4, but it requires line of sight.
Yeah. And that I can't do it through my units, can I?
No.
I don't think I'm too worried about them at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get those grenadiers going. Oh, sorry.
Nordic says, Rep sounds like he speaks from experience of kicking the cat over the fence.
No, I said it was a joke. My cat, my lovely Milo, the one that jumps on my table and disrupts all Or my counters? No.
What a great name for a cat.
Milo.
Milo.
Yeah, that is a
Hold
great
on.
cat name.
Hold on. Having a moment here. Hold on, give me a sec. Do you want me to phone it? Hold on, I've got to phone Gaynor. She's terrible. Where's my glasses? She says they're on top of red. You know, that sort of thing. I've just got to phone her phone, so
So she knows
apologies.
where it's at. I gotcha.
Oh, that's why I love her. She is bonkers. As is our daughter. Right.
Obviously, they're standing right there.
Yeah, no, she's walked. Yes, I'm phoning it, love. I'm phoning it. She's even got one of those apps that you push on her phone. It goes, "I'm here," but she can't use that. It's ringing. Can't hear it. So apologies, everyone. Welcome to the domestic madness that is the Rough household. No? All right. Okay. Okay. I forgot. Damn, I forgot what I was doing now. Right.
Well, you were
moving.
looking at them,
Oh, yes.
but that doesn't mean you have to move them next. But that's
No.
what you were looking at.
I might. It's in the cutlery drawer. Of course it is. Love. Of course it is. Just see what I have to put up with, boys and girls.
It's in the cutlery drawer.
And my daughter's just to say it's madness. That's why I haven't got any hair. This dear, madness. Grenadiers, we'll keep them there for a reserve. Now, what do I want to do with these Hessians here? Do I want to move them maybe? What's happening down here? Might want to bring down. They're pinned. We've got. That should be all right. We should do. Yeah, don't be too ambitious, Rough. Gently chip away at these traitors, and then we can see how we go.
Chip away. Oh my god. That's a big chip if you're chipping away there, Rough.
Yeah, but when I chip with a sledgehammer, matey.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Do you see why we like doing this nonsense, Mick? It's just we spend more time chatting and joking. I know it's terrible. We should be playing. Now I'm going to leave those Hessians, I think, up there. Let's see what's going on. We might be able to move them down or across the map there. I think. Now across the morass, I can't move them that light infantry artillery across the morass, can I?
No, it's prohibited.
I can go across the little bridgey thing, though.
Yes.
Let's do that because they're no good. They're no good. Oh, causeway, no good there. 1, 2, 3.
You got to pay +1 to cross this little stream right here.
Oh, for goodness sake! Right, okay. So that's 2, 3.
Yep.
Blooming little streams. And that's the same for infantry, yeah?
Yes.
Infantry can cross the morass, but yeah, the stream is +1.
That light infantry for the morass would be +2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so
for the morass, but +1.
morass.
You're right, Tony. For +1 for the stream.
Yep.
So that's 2, 3, 4. Is that right?
That's right.
Yep.
Right. I think that's it. Erskine there isn't doing much.
He can only command light infantry. Keep that in mind.
So that's the guys over here. Is that the yes? Is that also the artillery light infantry?
Yes, anything labeled light infantry, including the loyalist light infantry, incidentally. Anything that's labeled light infantry, he can command it.
Right. But he doesn't need to be on top of the units, does he?
To get his combat modifier, yes, but to use tactics, only adjacent.
Right. 1. And does he have a +1 going across the stream?
Yes.
Yep. 2, 3, 4. Plop him there. Right. Okay. You've littered the whole battlefield with your tactics counters.
Yeah, I know. I can pull them whenever I need them.
Dear, oh dear. I think that might be it. Let's do some. You're
Well,
doing
up
any
until those
defensive-
last two battles, those tactics turns were helping me.
Ruff, you can't leave your reinforcements
Oh,
stacked
crikey,
here,
no. Yes, I forgot all about them. See,
which
why-
means you probably need to clear the road.
yeah, sorry, I forgot all about them. Sorry, because of
Hey,
what
Charles Latour's in. Hey, Charles.
Hiya, Charles.
So, can I tell you boys a tournament story?
Go on,
Sure,
then.
as Ruff moves, go right ahead.
Yeah.
No.
So do your movement, Ruff. But
Go on, you tell your story while I have a think about what to do.
I was in the final at RevCon, which is played at PresCon in February up in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I was in the final. It was Brandywine, and we were playing on the 4 foot by 6 foot board. So when you're at one end of that board, you need binoculars to see the other end. And so I said to my opponent, I was the who was I? I was the I guess I was the Brits. I said, I'm going to put these incoming reinforcements on the entry hex, so I quote unquote, so I don't forget them later.
I see where this is going.
I put them on the entry hex. I went 6 feet asunder to the other end of the board, and I was maneuvering and stuff, and declared my turn over. And he cleverly waited until the next game action. Now we're talking about a final in a tournament, okay, not a friendly game like this. And in tournament play, there's a rigor to what you're doing. And if I had caught it in time and we were still in the movement phase, I could have gone over there and unstacked them and moved them and whatever. But he waited. We went on to the next phase of the game, and either he moved or a dice was thrown or something. And then he said, "Oh, you're overstacked." And if you read the series rule book, there's a penalty for overstacking. You have to take enough casualties to conform to stacking. And every casualty you take is a VP and a morale adjustment.
Oh, man.
Sorry to interrupt quickly while you're telling your story.
That's the end of the story, Ruff.
Oh,
I mean,
right,
I went from, leading in the game with a nice positive morale cushion to being tiggity boo, as Ruff would say.
Yeah. No, tiggity boo means A-OK, means everything's tiggity boo, means it's great.
Oh, well, I thought it was a negative thing.
Oh, so. No, tiggity boo is.
Well, I was definitely not tiggity boo.
Tiggity boo, right. Now, do we get a +1 still for the artillery coming in? On
Yes.
Their movement?
Yes.
Right. So
that's the whole game, Ruff. The whole round for artillery.
Okay, every time they come in.
Well, they come in on B. When they come in on B.
Yeah. Oh, yes, +1. Gotcha. Right, I think that's it. Movement, anyway.
Defensive or rally phase, you don't have any, I don't think.
No, there's no defensive artillery.
Yes, he does.
You've got what's his face down there? Look.
Yep.
Hold on, just going to get another beer.
Okay, so my one artillery shot is going to go after the hussars.
It's Alonzo Cushing at the copse of trees.
So it's going to be a 7 because it's that +1 -1 deal.
That's right.
Bah.
Alas.
Nope.
Oh dear.
No rifle fire, so go ahead and declare all your attacks, Ruff. Well, yes, who's attacking whom?
Yes. I think you muted yourself again, Ruff.
Oh, sorry. I only have to touch the top of this mic and it mutes, which is great. No buttons or anything. So Cornwallis, I think, will be. Yeah.
Going after Lafayette.
Yes, let's get rid of that Frenchy person there, and Black Watch and no grey, no Flint Grey against your picked. Is that Silly or Killy?
Silly. It's pronounced silly.
Silly.
And you'll have to use him as well because he can't attack anyone else.
There's nothing else. So we use that. And then we've got these 3 here. And we can have these two attack these, or these
Yeah,
two
Livingston. Yep.
Right.
attack those.
Right.
And First Grenadiers versus the Wesson Pike.
Yeah.
Picked. Sorry, picked.
Picked.
Okay, so that's that area. What you got down here?
Well, we're going after your artillery, aren't we?
Yep.
With old Cisco.
Yep.
Going after that. And then
Simcoe.
oh, Cisco's a company over here. Simcoe, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got the light infantry. And
has to attack here.
And
Clinton.
the Clinton doing a diversory attack on here.
Excellent.
But really attacking them.
All right. So both of you need to now select your pinned units and break pin with no penalty. Make sure you pick that selection.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll debit your.
Doesn't that give them a morale deficit?
No, you're resuming the battle, so there's no morale penalty. If you had broken the action and left, you would have had to surrender morale.
Ah, right. Okay.
So break pin, no penalty.
So I have to break pin, do I?
Break pin, no penalty.
Yep. Right click on it. And there's break pin, no penalty on it.
There you go. All right. You can start anywhere you want to.
Let's start at the top here. So what did we say? We said Cornwallis against Lafayette. Was that right? And
Yes.
the Indian.
Now.
So we've got 4.
Yes. Declare your lead unit. That has to be first.
Oh, sorry. That's going to be the Grenadier. What's that? Coldstream?
Company.
Right.
Now, Tony.
Yeah.
Having declared his lead unit and you now knowing which unit must advance, you're entitled to an Indian withdrawal because you're in forested terrain. It's an orchard in this case, and he's attacking without light infantry. So your Indians can select Indian withdrawal, and that would allow you to move 3 hexes to the rear. Lafayette would go with him, of course.
He doesn't have to.
I'm going to go do that.
He doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't have to. But if he doesn't,
I'm going to have him.
What would those odds have been? 4 to 1.
4 to 1.
It would have been +2 on morale, plus another one because the Indians are classed as militia. So that would have been +3. And then the leaders would have canceled. So it would have been a 4 to 1 +3. I don't think he would stay. I think he would take the Indian withdrawal.
That would have been a tickety-boo attack.
Now, your lead unit must move in, Rough, and your other unit may move in, but it's not required to.
So lead unit was the
Grenadier Company.
I think we will.
This is not good. This is not good at all.
Thing is, if I get rid of that, it's going to be a bit clunky. So with all these red striped thingies, and you've got left eye. Well, yeah, he's not doing too bad. Right, so let's do. Should we do the one with the diversory attack So it's these, isn't it? These two. I said these two against here. Yeah, doing a diversion. No. What did I say?
This one.
Whoops. Yeah. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, no. This one versus this one, and then these two versus Livingston.
Oh, okay. No,
which makes sense because
is down there.
See, this is why I'd have to write it down or write it on the plexi. This is what I would do there. Yeah. So sorry, chaps. So next one, we've done Cornwallis. Let's do the Grenadiers against Western picked. It's just
Wesson's picked men.
Picked men, yes. A bit like Sharpies, picked men. Although no, chosen. They're chosen, aren't they? Not picked. So that's a 6. That's a 2 to 1. Yeah.
2 to 1. Morale is even.
Yeah.
Now, notice that the Grenadiers are adjacent to Erskine, but Erskine commands light infantry, so There's no, there's nothing there.
Righto.
And so both of you have the limited selection of chits.
So that's just the 4, yeah?
Yeah.
And, ooh. Okay.
I like the fact that you're quick on the trigger there, Tony. You know what you're doing. Not that you don't, Ruff.
Oh, no, I don't. That's the point. I'm just looking at, where are we? Down here, aren't we?
Yeah, you only got 4 choices, so.
Yeah, I know, but I'm looking at the ones that will give me the least negative numbers and the better pluses. That's how I look at it, yeah?
All right, here we go, Rob.
Ooh, you don't get away, and he gets a +1.
Okay, so it's a +1 on the 2 to 1.
Yep.
He knew I was going that route.
Well, it was just purely because I had 2 plus ones, only 1 -1, and a 0. So I thought, I'll go for that. Right, here we go then. 4.
Mutual retreat. In a mutual retreat, the defender always retreats first.
And that's 1 hex, correct?
One hex.
Okay, so we're going to go there.
Yeah. And Ruff, you... Now, I'm glad this came up because I want to address a common bit of confusion that players seem to struggle with, and I've seen a lot of people playing online getting this wrong. So we know that the preferred direction of retreat for the British Army is this way.
Yeah.
And you can't go here because you'd be overstacked. And you could go there, even though it's not in this direction, because there's no zone of control into the trees, but you would be adjacent to an enemy, which is allowed but not preferred. So your path in this case is here. It's in the wrong direction, but you're never required to commit suicide by retreating. You're always allowed to get away if there's some viable place to go. And if you do a very careful reading of the language in the most recent version of the series rules, I think it's made more clear than in the earlier games. So just because you don't have a path to go this way does not mean you're captured. Yes, you could go there. It's not a zone of control, but you would end up adjacent to enemies, whereas here you're not adjacent, and thus it is the most preferred option in this
Rather
case.
than sort of just, I have to stop, because I can't go here because I go...
No, there's no passing through units.
Yeah.
It's a 1 hex retreat only.
So why can't I retreat there?
Because
right
this is the guy.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking it's Cornwallis. Sorry,
Cornwallis is done.
Sorry, beer. Sorry, beer. Sorry. I see. So there would be the best one to go.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Rather than here, because I'd be sort of flanked by 2 enemies.
Right. Even though
could he retreat into Erskine? That's a question that came up.
No, you'd be overstacked. The Grenadiers.
It's
The
artillery.
Grenadiers are 6 strength points by themselves.
Yeah, but this is only an artillery.
No, there's a unit there.
No, it's an artillery unit.
Oh, I stand corrected. Yes. Then I thought there was an infantry under there.
Okay.
My
it
bad.
was a good point to make. It was a good point to make on
so
this.
That actually would be a better...
It is. It is the best legitimate move. Yes.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought there.
No. I'll tell you what. This was a good point off. Whatever. Don't apologize. Actually, in this case,
you're playing with Tony and Ruff.
Yes.
Things go a bit bonkers, and
but this is a learning. This was a learning to show off exactly that you still retreat, even if it's not the preferred way to go.
Yep.
You still retreat. You find the best case scenario to retreat
without putting yourself in immediate, danger. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So that's
it's
all
counterintuitive, but makes sense. You wouldn't run back into 2 units flanking you, would you?
Yep.
You
Not
know,
if there was another way to go,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
Okay,
there
Rob,
is
then you
in this
got
case.
you want to do these two into Livingston?
Those next, are they? So that's going, and it's going to be.
Or that against that.
Yep. Or
What
no.
did I say? Did I say that one against that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
And these two against that one, yeah?
Well,
Yeah.
you also have to do this one and this one against this one.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
No
So the
Flint.
bottom, right.
That's
That's
what
why
it
you've got to
was.
write them down because I can't remember. And these two against that one, yeah?
That's right.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Let's do no Flint, yeah? And
Okay. And the
and this-
Coldstreams?
yeah, against your picked
The famed
silly,
Coldstream Guard.
silly men. Your silly men. So that's going to be, what is it? 6,
11.
9, 11 to 4.
To 4, 2 to 1.
11.
You would need 12 to get to 3 to 1, and that's what
Yep.
you were saying earlier, Ruff,
Yeah,
about
well, you bring it down
favoring
to the
the
one below.
defender.
Yeah, gotcha. So it's 3 to 1, yeah?
2 to 1.
2 to 1. 11 to 4.
Eight.
You would need 12 to get to
8
3 to 1.
Yes, of course. Sorry, maths, beer. Right.
Okay.
One, and it's any pluses or minuses.
Okay,
Well-
Rob, pick your
What have we
lead
got?
unit.
Pick my lead unit. It's going to be
The 15th. I got it. Okay.
The 15th?
Who? Shut up, you. Sorry, don't take the notice of him. It's just been a bit daft. Now, do I pick the Coldstream or?
The Black Watch. You have two very famed units there, by the way.
Yes, let's have the Black Watch.
Okay.
Roger that.
So
Morales
that's a
are
2-2
even,
Morale's even.
and +1 for no Flint Gray.
Yep.
This is not a surround because
Nearly,
there's no
nearly.
Zoc. There's no Zoc there,
Yeah. Oh,
which would have been a reason when you advanced out of Cornwallis's original hex to leave one man behind.
well, there you go. That's me.
You'll notice, Tony, I did not open my mouth to say that when it was
I
happening.
appreciate that one. Yes. Yes, I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
keep forgetting things like surrounding the units. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I've got my tactic.
It's tactics. So I can use anything, yeah?
Is there? So this would be a flank then. This is an open
Yes.
Yeah, which
Yes.
I wouldn't have been able to use if I'd have put a unit there.
flank. Yeah, but he would have been surrounded, which is probably a huge modifier.
It would have prevented him from retreating, and thus even a retreat result would have caused a capture.
All right. Okay.
Well, your option would have been Silly, if that had all happened, Silly could have taken a step loss in order to go. Well, no, he would. No, there'd be nowhere he could go. Never
no,
mind.
I'm going. Yeah, I can
Nowhere
see
he
the
could go.
error
Nope.
of my ways there. So what are we going to use here? And you can use anything as well, Tony.
No, he
I
has
can
no
only do
leader.
4.
Just the 4, right?
No leader.
Well, I think yes, no leader. Eh? Just try. Sorry, I'm just having a look. Right, let's try that. Let's go.
All right, real. I got to stand fast.
-1. So instead of +1, it's even.
Straight up roll.
Ah, that's the one I didn't want you to pick. Right, here we go then.
My boys were like, "We're gonna stand fast. We're gonna do this."
2 to 1 even.
Hold on, wrong one. 5.
Defender retreat, and he can retreat into the cider orchard.
Because there's no.
That's the only place you can go, and
Yep.
it's
There's no zone of
again,
control into
not
that.
in the preferred direction, and it is adjacent to the enemy, but it's the one and only place you can go, and you're never required to commit suicide if you can go somewhere. Lead unit must advance.
All right, bro. Yep.
Other units may.
Where are we? That's this one. Into here, yeah?
Yeah.
So
That's
Nordic
what,
said any retreat result would either your units captured in for just the record. Not really because of that one, because he left that there.
Yep.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and is that because there's no zone of control there because
That's right. There's no
Okay.
Zoc.
So if it was clear and there was a Zot going into it, wouldn't have been
You'd
it
have been-
wouldn't have been happened.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
You'd have been captured for failing to retreat.
Okay. So technically, if I get a retreat for this one, this is the only one because there's no Zoc in it.
That's correct.
Oh, okay. That's what he said. That's if Ruff would have moved Cornwallis, yeah, I would have been screwed.
Yeah, all right, all right.
Okay,
It's
I get what
pile
you're
on
saying.
rough.
I get what you're
Pile
saying.
on rough.
Yes, I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
Okay, last one in this area, then we can go down south. Or north
So
or east
we've
or
got
west.
it's those two there, isn't it? So it's
Yep.
8.
8-4, so it'd be
4 to
2-1
1, yeah?
again.
2-1 even morale.
Sorry, 2-1. Yeah. Lead units are the same.
Both of you are limited to tactics.
So
to the 4.
Right.
That's it. No surround. Again, no surround modifier because there's no Zoc here.
Well, see, if Ruff wouldn't have moved it out, we wouldn't have been able to explain all of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I did that because I knew that's what we were going to do. This being
Yeah, exactly. We'll play on that one, Ruff.
Yes. We'll keep it like that.
Nordic said you should have made him at camp the aide de camp. All right, here we go, Ruff. What you got? I got a skirmish.
-1. Yep. So
Oh.
instead of even, it's -1 at 2-1.
Jeez.
He's gonna roll like a 9 or something like that this time.
No, don't put the kiss of death on it, Tony. Just, I've got to now spin round 3 times in the living room now with my fingers crossed. There you go. See,
Attacker disrupted.
our first disruption.
No, I got. Well, yeah. I got disrupted. It was this
No,
guy
he
right
means
there.
the British.
Oh yes.
Which
Lead unit is disrupted.
No,
Which one?
I don't know if you declared a lead unit, Ralph.
His blood was up. He skipped it.
Yep.
Sorry about that. They're both the same. Let's do that one. So it's right disrupted. There we go. Now we have to move back 3, don't we?
Yes, 3.
So that's 1, 2, 3. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yep.
Morale check on the 37th. You're
On
in
this
heat.
one here.
You're in a heat game turn, so you're subtracting 1. Thus, you're at even.
We're okay.
He's fine.
Right. Good grief. And what was quite a good turn turned into sort of like, oh dear.
Well, we're not done yet, Ralph.
Now we do down here, don't we?
Yep.
3
So-
attacks.
Let's do old.
It's automatic. Just declare your lead unit and move in.
Right, we're going
And
to.
he's
they've
captured,
only-
correct?
Not only is he captured, but Ruff is capturing a unit with a +2 printed morale at full strength. Thus, he picks up momentum.
Okay, that did not decide to give him a momentum. So
Now go to the momentum and button, Ruff, and give
Oh, I've got
yourself
another
an
one, have
add
I?
shit. Yeah,
Yep. Oswald was a +2.
yeah.
So which one did I declare? I think I declared
The cavalry.
the cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Right, that's those.
Now,
don't-
the infantry has the option to move in, does not have to. You're in an orchard.
And what's that mean?
That means, as we just learned with Cornwallis, if you move Simcoe here, you're opening this orchard hex to allow these guys a retreat
to
path.
get going. Yes. That's the
Sorry,
only thing
Tony, I
about
couldn't
these-
resist.
No, that's
fine.
perfect.
No, that's the only thing about these vessel modules is you can't see what's underneath.
Hit the hide, units button.
Oh, blimey, now he tells me. I don't want to hide them all. Crikey.
No, it's momentary. You just hit hide units. It opens up the map. You can see what you're looking at, and then click it again. It puts them back.
Right. I did not know that. Okay.
2 battles left. One
We've
battle
got-
left because there was a diversion on these guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're attacking with this lot. It's going to be lots. We've got 4. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 4.
2 to 1.
1 again.
Declare your lead unit.
Oh, blimey. So
They're all +1s.
Yeah, it's who does he want in the space, or who does he want to suffer a loss. By the way, it's 2 to 1, but it reduces to 3 to 2, gentlemen, because of the diversion.
Diversion.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
And we get a what? +1 for Clinton.
Yep. Well, you're going to have -1 because Tony, for sure, even though you have to declare first, you can assume Tony's going to pick the 9th Pennsylvania again. They're a +2. So you're going to be down 1 on morale. You'll get that back for Clinton. So you'll be going in at even odds, 3 to 2, prior to tactics.
Right. So we'll do the Queen's Light Dragoons dismounted.
Okay.
Right. Tactics.
Tactics. Now, I have all of them because
Yep.
I have Wayne in there.
And
Yep.
so do I, because I've got Clinton.
Yep.
No
Correct.
relation.
And there are plenty of open flank hexes for flanking.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Got it.
I'll tell you what, when this is over, I'm going to have to go up and set a game up on the table and start pushing counters. This is so great.
We got you pumped.
You do.
Let's.
That's why we do this, is to get people, motivated to play their games. So,
Even the way I play.
hey, you've done pretty good on this one.
No,
you got me.
I'm having fun. It doesn't matter. I'm having fun. It's not a. That's why I think Mick, you doing these what do they call it? The contesty things.
The tournaments, yeah.
Tournaments. I don't think I could do that because it takes. That's just me.
Okay, Ralph, you ready?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. All right.
3 to 2 even. Oh, that's an unusual one. I don't have it
Reserve.
memorized.
-1.
Oh, for FFS.
So,
Right.
3 to 2 -1. Keep in mind, you do have momentum. So if it's a crappy die roll,
I've got a momentum.
you have momentum.
So what have I got to throw? I've got to throw
High numbers.
High numbers.
so over a 6.
Well, you got a -1 on that too. So
Or 7, right. I don't need it.
8 is 7 at 3 to 2.
That's a
Defender disrupted. But wait, gentlemen.
Hold on.
Wait, you're going to like this, Tony.
Oh,
yeah.
Just a minute. Let me find it before I speak through my hat.
you don't need to.
Zone of control does not extend into the village hex. So you're going to be able to disrupt through here, then to here, and then here.
Why doesn't he go back this way then?
Which way?
Oh,
Zone of
because of the
control this way?
Zone of control.
Zones of control. Gotcha.
Yeah, he was potentially looking at a capture, but he can go in here, yes, and then you have to go here, presumably, and then you want to start curling around toward your side of the map, so that's why you'd go south instead of over here.
Right, Mick, you had to open your mouth, didn't you?
Well, I have to. That's mechanics. I've got to umpire the game,
play
right?
this thing correctly. Yes, no, you're quite right. I'm joking, of course.
Okay, so now Grace and I have to roll for morale, correct?
Yes. Now you're +1.
Yep, but -1
Still.
for the heat.
Oh, wait. Yes, you have crossed into fatigue, but that does not affect this die roll. Does not affect this die roll. It'll affect future die rolls.
Chipping
So
away.
You are still in high morale, which is +1, but there's a heat game turn, which is -1, but you have Wayne, which is +1. Net +1.
I don't want to roll this, but anyways. Oh,
Oh, get
okay.
out of it.
Okay, we're good. Woo.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna. That's the end of the turn, end of that half. So we're gonna have to call it at this point because there's no way I'm gonna get through all my stuff. I can't get through all my stuff within the next.
No, I understand.
Minutes, so, because we want to talk about this and some of the stuff that went on. So let me go ahead and say.
I know. And also, if we play too long, you start to yourself get mentally fatigued, don't you? So, no, serious. I'm being serious now. So you want to play and enjoy it,
Turn 7. Let's see here.
It'll be the bottom half American player turn when you resume.
American.
How far through are we? Oh,
there
blimey.
we go.
We're halfway through.
And log file, and we are good to go there, so we can.
The British have 2 victory points currently. The American army is now fatigued, but you will have an opportunity to attempt a rally on this guy when it's your turn to play next time. So that could bring you back up if you get it.
I think you're frozen, Mick. Not vocally, but unless you're doing your ventriloquist act.
No, I'm going to get
so mad he decided to stay put.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
You're frozen. That's all right. Your image.
Oh, well. Now, I can't even see my image because I'm on the Vassal module. So.
Go back to StreamYard.
All right, I'm going to get out of the module.
Yep.
Now, this is a long battle, but I'd rather do that than play one of the scenarios and come in halfway because I'm not sure what's going on. You want to know? I know from the beginning now that I've got to push you back. It's really, where did the time go, Koyi? Crazy, isn't it? So we're just waiting for Mick to get back on the StreamYard.
Yep. He might have to get back in.
Yeah, I mean, what I do is I have 2 tabs open, one for this, one for the Vassal, so I can flick between the 2.
All right.
Yeah, Collie, I thought I had them.
There I am. I'm back, and I see that I'm frozen. I don't know what I need to do about that.
Oh, I don't know either.
Well, as long as you can hear me.
As long as we can hear you.
Yeah, I was going to say you can remove him and he can come back again.
You can look at that pensive look on my face, Ruff, as I ponder why in the world you made the move you made. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, that's what no, that's what I'm saying. You're looking like, what's this schmuck doing?
No, you guys.
This is so. One of the things I want to say, Mick, is that this really showed off the tactics and how the tactics really work really well and how they really do change a lot of the battles, that +1 -1 here or there. Sometimes it didn't matter. Ruff, got me really good, anyways, so didn't matter so much, but it ended up being really good.
Yeah. Nordic, I'm enjoying retirement. It's great. I'm still working as hard. I'm still teaching, but nothing changes.
Now he's just getting his pension from the government now too, as well.
Oh my gosh! Look at all these comments. I just now am seeing all the chat. Holy! I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. We had.
I'm gonna have to move the Hessians next time because they're bonkers.
Well, the other thing is that whole area is really tied up for sure. It's tight to maneuver and stuff like that. So when Ruff is coming on, so by him getting rid of a lot of my troops there, that did help move and stuff like that. So
the Hessians are at the top there. They've got this rubbishy old terrain to try and get through. Yeah. So
what you'll notice if you look at one of the scenarios, I think it's the Washington's stand scenario. Okay. I'm going from memory. In that scenario, the Hessians have to do a morale check each and every time they intend to move.
Yeah,
and if they don't pass it, they won't even move.
So it's in this in this
Yeah.
module.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Why is it in that scenario they have to do that, but not in the full?
Because it's
Well,
later
in the
on in
full
the
campaign game, I'm letting you have a little more control over the army. But
Right.
historically, they found a nice shady spot. They sat down and they refused to move.
That's your Germans for you.
They just refused to move.
Ah, right.
Yep, so it's 6.391. So the 3 Hessian Grenadiers battalions must pass morale check each time they wish to move during a British player's movement. Each Hessian battalion must roll individually, apply a -1 DRM in addition to any other modifiers to this Hessian morale check die roll. So it's -1.
So
Once the Hessian
changes
battalion
the
is either
game.
involved in
Yeah.
either fire or close combat, it may move normally for the rest of the scenario. Okay. So they
But
get
it
their
does.
adrenaline going.
It does completely change the scenario for that thing. So yeah, which would be fun. I think, Tony, next time we play this, I think I might want to play something like Brandywine or something.
Okay.
Hey, I have can I like be really can I be that guy and be bold and say this about Brandywine? Brandy, it's a two-player game, of course, but because of the way the British Army flanked the Americans, given the span of the map board and the fact that those two British forces are really self-contained elements, it lends itself beautifully to three-player.
Oh, one British or
because
two
you've
British,
got
one
Two
American.
British players, and you
right,
know,
Mick, I'm booking you now.
I'd volunteer. I mean, to be the subordinate British commander to one of you.
That'll be
If
fun.
you want to do that.
We will definitely have to do that. We'll book that for sure.
We'll
For
book
sure.
that. I'm not sure when we're going to do it because there's so many games we've got to get through, Tony.
I understand. No.
No,
I
yes.
hate to like insinuate myself
no.
into your.
Oh
orbit.
God, no! We love doing things like that.
This
That's fun.
this system is I just like because it's easy to get into. There's enough crunch, and now with this new, saying there's more crunch in this than there is in the first tri-pack. So I'm having to keep on my toes. I'm enjoying it immensely. They are great to get into, quite straightforward to get into, but there is that crunch. There is the tactics and the tactic cards. So yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
I've noticed something about you two lads. Tony is the more aggressive of the two of you. He pushed forward with what I might argue is the slightly inferior army. At least the vanguard is. Granted, you pushed forward with elite units, but you only have a few of them.
Yeah.
And Ruff, who had this overwhelming force, I could tell he's been real tentative. He's attacking, but almost reluctantly. And it's just interesting to watch how the two of you approach your play of this battle.
A distant relation to me is General Montgomery, so that should tell you everything.
Of North Africa fame and A Bridge Too Far and all of that.
Yeah. Mr. Hesitant, yeah.
Mr. Hesitant.
He's not really, but that's what I'm modeling myself on.
Montgomery won't take Khan by day 3. Hell, he won't take Khan by day 20.
He was worried about his men. I know we're going off subject. That's what he was too.
Yeah.
He was too. Too doodah. But yes, I think what it is. Now you said that, it is Leroy Jenkins, isn't it? Tony, is that the guy? I've got to be a bit more Leroy Jenkins. I've just got to chuck my men into the fray there.
Well, you have the units to do that. I will be getting some new units in, so I can see why this battle can go back and forth pretty easily throughout the whole game. So I
can quite see what you're saying there, Mick. I should have pushed forward because he's going to get a ton of recruitments.
One other thing about one other nuance that really hasn't been a factor yet, but Tony, since you're playing the Americans, and Ruff, for your general information, if you guys go to the player aid card on the third page of it, where there's a facsimile of the command and control table, you want to pay attention to those 9 notes there, because notice the effects of leadership on command and control. If Wayne begins the movement phase stacked with Grayson's men, they can ignore command and control impact.
Okay.
If Lafayette begins the movement phase stacked with Wayne's men. They can ignore.
Because
And
they
of course,
were those leaders were because they're strong leaders. I'm
that's
assuming
right. That's right. And you'll notice why isn't Wayne commanding his own men? Because Lee scrambled the command structure. So he gave Wayne's men to Lafayette and Grayson's men to Wayne. But nevertheless, Wayne and Lafayette being, superior commanders, they were able to make some sense out of the madness. And so when you're approaching as the American player, it behooves you to make stacks of Grayson's men and put Wayne in command, and Wayne's men and put Lafayette in command. And then you can forego command and control on those guys.
So you can minimize the impact.
Minimize the impact. And what I noticed is you have Wayne and Lafayette. Well, Lafayette's kind of toast now, but you had them with groups with sort of an amalgamated stack of different guys from different brigades.
But that's what I'm saying. This is a straightforward game to get into, but look at these little. You've got to read the thing. You've got to find out, play. Like we always say, Tony, isn't it? We learn how to play the game and then learn how to play the game.
And that's why Utah Springs, which you did 5 years ago, Ruff, is the best introductory scenario because you don't have this much crunch in it. You have some. Swamp Fox has some abilities.
It's a great intro.
It's a great intro to get you all the blocking and tackling that you need to get the core rules down. And then the exclusive rules for a game like this or Brandywine or what have you will take you deeper into the system,
So should we have chosen this one or should we have chosen, say, Germantown or something like that?
No, you're having a good time and I'm
having a great time, yeah. We're missing lots of rules and lots of leadership stuff, but I'm having a great time.
Well, as soon as I get Lee deposed, it won't be a problem. And I have not had.
Take your time. Yeah. Take your time. Rethink. Rethink him. He might, come around. You never know.
He needs to walk his horse, doesn't he, Ruff, instead of galloping?
Yeah.
Ruff says, or Nordic says, Ruff, the answer in any game in this series is a good choice to play.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nordic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I'm glad
I'm digging into it, and I'm loving all these, and I'm glad we had you on, Mick. I'm glad you joined us last week because you're really showing off a lot of
lock and load, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Great. We had loads of people watching.
So, and with that, we're gonna call it here. I've got some stuff I got to get done today, so we're gonna go ahead and give it a call. So I want to thank my opponent, Ruff, as usual. It was fun.
It was great fun,
and we really want to thank Mick. Really appreciate him jumping on and enjoying. I hope it sounds like he enjoyed it. He's going to go get some counters and move them around now. He's going to play around with it. So we do appreciate you coming on, Mick. And then if I'll let you know if we come back on. If you're able to come on, well, that'll be great. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, WBC is 9 days from like the 22nd or so of July to roughly the 4th of August or so. So I'm in Pennsylvania doing that then. But if I'm around and you'll have me, I'll try to say less. I apologize if I said too much.
No, shut up, be quiet, stop it, don't be daft. Brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant.
No, it's really good because a lot of people are going to miss some of the stuff and some of the tactics. You kind of learn the hard way, and I appreciate that. But if you don't know you messed up, you don't know how to fix it for the future.
Exactly, and I hope we're giving across the fun you can have playing this game. Your job is to sell them, Mick. All right.
Well, you can't see me because I'm frozen, but I'm waving goodbye to everybody. Thank you very much.
All right.
And what we doing? Waiting for WBC to be over before we come back to this?
I might be able to play one more next Friday. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I'll let you know and I'll send you guys an email. Because WBC is not till the 22nd of July, so we still have another week before that. So
okay,
yeah. Right. So all right, with that, well, thank you everybody for joining us. By the way, give me a thumbs up, and if you like, and subscribe if you came across this.
Yeah,
all right,
needs it. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.